To avoid fornication, every man should have his own wife, every woman should have their own husband. And then it says in verse number 3, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. And this is a euphemism for the physical relationship here. The due benevolence is basically saying, that the man needs to give his wife what she needs physically. He needs to have that physical marital relationship with her, and vice versa, because of the fact that is a big reason for why we're getting married in the first place, right? The Bible is saying to avoid fornication, we get married so that we can indulge in that physical relationship righteously within the boundaries of marriage, the way it's supposed to be enjoyed, and not be out there having illicit relationships out there known as fornication. And then it goes on in verse number 4 to say, the wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency. Now, the Bible could not be clearer here that this is an obligation in marriage. This is a duty. This is not optional. And it would make zero sense to say, to avoid fornication, get married. But then, you might just be married and then still just going without that relationship for, long periods of time, months or even years on end, going without that relationship in marriage. Then how does that avoid fornication then, right? So the whole point is to avoid fornication, you, number one, get married, but number two, you also have to indulge in that relationship within marriage in order for this plan to work. And then number three, in order for this plan to work, there has to be a rule that you're not allowed to say no. Okay, because otherwise, what's even the point? And that's what the Bible is clearly saying here. And it's so funny to watch people do all kinds of mental gymnastics to try to get around the clear teaching of this passage when the Bible is just crystal clear here. And you see them come up with all these weird, and they write these walls of text on social media in response to actual biblical preaching from 1 Corinthians 7. And, no, that's not what the Bible's talking about here is a mutual, consensual, blah, 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 blah. No, why don't we just go with what the Bible says? Get married, have sex with your wife, have sex with your husband, and that's it. And if you don't feel like it, you do it anyway because the Bible said so. Are we done here or what? Can we move on?